thinking, I don't know what happened. I thought I did it right, but you never know. Maybe I did it wrong. Hope you guys are doing well. This is Peter from MNN. For those of you, the two of you watching, who joined last night for the Bandmate recap, thanks. Because of that, I didn't want to kind of mix with most of what my life has become, which is really supporting and promoting the smaller bands out there, bands such as Sheglapes, which is what I'll be going over tonight, and just some other stuff as well that's been going on more in the indie scene. Okay, so thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. I don't typically do a Monday night. Sorry, it's hot. I'm gonna have to show off my lovely Captain America shirt. So last night, Sunday night, was me with Bandmate, but the night before, I was actually with a band that I feel a lot of love and affection for. And I can't say that about too many bands. And I definitely have my reasons, but they were one of the first bands that I was able to interview. If I'm not mistaken, the very first band I ever interviewed was Hades. That was followed by Sara, who is the lead singer for Hades. And she has, hey, what's going on? Yeah, just stuff. So yeah, hey, what's going on, Chris? And then, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that it's a little bit. I did a quick, brief little interview with Sheglapes, a really quick one, which was actually one of the reasons why I started to build some affection around them. So it was pretty funny. It was actually at the show that I was at for Sara, and Sheglapes also performed that night. And they were recommended to me by Yushi-san of Blacklisted Records. And because of that, I decided to talk to them a little bit. I asked them, hey, do you want to do a quick little interview? They're like, yeah, sure. And so that was my first interaction with them. Hey, Yushi-san, I just mentioned you. Otsukaresama desu. Hope you're feeling well and got some rest. Yes, so Yushi-san of Blacklisted just joined us. He was the one who recommended Sheglapes, and then I did a quick little interview. And in that interview, I don't think I can actually play anything. Yeah, that's all Keiko. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this thing. It's pretty funny. But yeah, anytime I'm with Sheglapes, they're so fun, they're so funny, they're so sweet and genuine. Like, there's no pretense. There's no zero sense of like I'm a rock star, like I'm a heavy metal guitar. It's like none of that. There's just something so sweet and genuine about them, and it's just hard not to be infected by, I think, the affection that they have for their music, for their performance, but also for their fans. And if I can say, they're friends, and I feel grateful to be a part of that in some way or other. So let's see if I have a quick short one. Nope, that's not them. The short one. Okay, hold on. I have a little bit here and there. I can't seem to find it, but let me show you this one. I don't know if you guys have seen it, and I'm gonna have to sort of like move this around a little bit. Sorry about that. Here we go. So I'm gonna play that for you one more time, and I'll explain what happened. So this was my first official interview with Sheglapes, and I did sort of a little questionnaire, and I said, okay, at the count of 3, I'll bring up a topic, and then you point to who you think it is. And then for this one, I asked, "Who do you think eats the most?" And then it was an obvious answer for everyone. At the count of three, they all pointed to Keiko, the lead singer, who also pointed to herself. But the very, very first time, and again, I don't think I can play it off of YouTube because I have this going on. So, in that interview, very briefly, it somehow happened that there was a love confession between me and Keiko, and at some point we were supposed to get married. So that was really fun. Anyhow, okay, long story short, I saw them quite a bit the first year that I was visiting or like seeing a lot of bands. And then when I came here to Tokyo, I only saw them once. Last year, only once, maybe twice. I want to say twice. But the last time I was supposed to see them, I couldn't because my foot was acting up, which is really a shame. It was really unfortunate. So it feels like it's been like about a year. So Saturday night, they were commemorating their album release of Mother, which I have shown you. So this is their latest album, Mother, which was released last month. And they performed in Osaka for it. They did Tokyo. They do have a one man coming up in August, but it's a very different album, to be honest. Um, it does combine their love of a lot of different genres. You know, the one thing that stood out to me and that I mentioned when I first interviewed them was like, it's interesting because like bands will say that we don't have a genre. Bands will say, you know, we're sort of a genreless or we're all genres. But it's even when you say that, there are particular genres that people have an affection for. And so with Sheglapes, there was an affection um, for being dramatic, for like fantasy music almost. It sounds very fantasy RPG like, which is actually really cool, especially if you play games. There was metal, there was rock, there was sort of a very symphonic quality as well. There was dark and light. I would say that the latest album, it's a lot brighter, it's a lot warmer, it's a lot more affectionate. Um, just the album title itself, Mother, lends itself to being, um, well, I'll say this. Kanye Keiko, or Keiko Kanye, she's a really deep person. And you can't tell when you just sort of talk to her or see her like at a show. But when you actually sit down and chat or you like see how she writes and her thoughts and you see her lyrics, there's a lot of depth and there's a lot of layers going on. And you know, she was mentioning, actually interviewed them last night as well, which I'll put up at some point. Um, but you know, Mother, it's sort of the beginning of it all. You know, it's where it all comes from. It's sort of this all-encompassing thing, and it was really profound. When I was listening, I was like, oh, that's really, really cool. But in the same way, I would say when you do think of a Mother, there's a warmth to the album. There's a brightness to it. It's definitely more rock this time than there is metal, although there are still metal elements. Um, and there's a sweetness to it, I would say. So definitely, I would say check out their album. If you haven't yet, check out their music video, "Once Upon a Dream." That song was originally written for Chizuko or Chizu, the keyboardist, for her birthday, which was over a year and a half ago. This was back in, I believe, October or September, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around that. So it was 2023. So it's been a while. But finally, it's out on an album. There's some really good stuff. One of the things I really like about the single is how low, like you have Kanye singing, I mean Keiko singing, and then there's she drops an octave. Like she can go pretty low. She's got quite a range, but she goes pretty low. And those things layered together have this really cool, like, sort of dark effect. Um, so seeing them, um, if you can see, you know, this is a picture that I got to take with them, and yeah, I don't know. It's almost like a reunion every time I see them. A reunion. I don't know. Is it friends? Is it college mates? Is it just family? There's this real affection I have for them, and I feel like they have that for me too. So to be honest, I was feeling a little bit down just because of a couple of things that happened this past week or last week. And then when I saw them, when we were talking, I felt so much better. And I feel like Sheglapes, in their entirety, in every aspect, they have that quality. Um, they have the ability musically and I think performance wise, and just as people, when you interact with them, um, they just know how to brighten your day. And Steen, who is actually here, has joined us. He actually saw their live, their one man live. I believe it was one in Tokyo, like towards the end of 2023. And he can attest, um, they really kind of win you over. They really kind of win you over in like every respect. So this is Uruka, sorry, Uruka the bassist. This is Ochizu or Chizuko, the keyboardist. This is Kanye Keiko. She's famous for being the crab, because Kani in Japanese is crab. And this is Shun, um, the guitarist. And it's interesting because they all have like animals that represent them. Like for Shun, he's a dog. For Keiko, she's a crab. For Chizuko, she's a turtle or tortoise. I believe a turtle. And then for Ruka, she's a cat. But they are like such a delight every time. And, getting a chance to sit down, to talk with them, to interact with them, like um, before they went on stage, just catching up. I learned a couple of new phrases. Let me just throw out to you. One of them is nare nareshi. Um, and nare nareshi means, well, in English it says over familiar, but I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think that quite captures what nare nareshi is. It's just being like immediately very like, hey, what's up? Come here. Like that much affection given to you. And I think they have it in spades, and I think I kind of have that too. Um, Sometimes it may scare people or turn people off, particularly when I'm doing that with bands. But yeah, with this band, with Sheglapes, I think we understand each other, so it's really great. Um, the other is yabu, yabu kara bo ni, yabu kara bo ni. Yabu kara is like from the thickets, from the bushes, and then kara is from, and then bo ni, a stick. So literally, it's all of a sudden from the thickets, there's a stick. Um, and it's used when something suddenly happens. And Shizuko, the keyboardist, was saying, Yabukara boni, because I was throwing out English as I was speaking Japanese. Or was it vice versa? I don't think you may have a crush on Shizuko. I think you do. And I can understand completely. If you see her live, like, I think she is the most captivating keyboardist. Her smile, just how full of life she is, incredible. And again, just always a good time. So the really cool thing about Sheglapes this time around is I got to see them, but I also got to see Saiseiga as well. The S names are kind of confusing me. Saiseiga is another one of my favorite bands. Just Regan as a front woman is incredible, and it just, she never fails to just completely just, I don't know, just slam your soul against the wall and say, "That's right, baby. You're all mine." Or something to that effect. Like, it's really funny because Eric, uh, Eric Ifune, or is it Efune? Eric Ifune, who is also a subscriber to our channel, he visits Japan fairly frequently, I think in a year a few times. And Saiseiga is definitely, I think, one of his favorite bands, if not his favorite. And he was there actually at the show. And, do I want to say who he was comparing Regan to? because he was talking about another front woman and saying how great she is and how much she's grown and she's gotten so much better. And I think he had just seen the band that she was in like a little previously. And then, Saturday night after we saw Saiseiga, he was just like, nope, Regan's the best. And I can understand his sentiment. Um, she has this stare when she just looks at you. And I will say that very few people can can do that. Very few people can do what Saiseiga does and what Regan particularly can do. She will stare straight into your soul and make you feel like you're the only soul that she's consuming that night, even though she's consuming like everybody there, to be honest. So incredible job, Saiseiga. There are two other bands that performed. The first is First Zero. That's the name of the band, First Zero. Didn't get a chance to see them because I was talking to Sheglapes and interacting with them. And then after that was Saiseiga. Then it was Aresz, which is again one of those like older legacy bands. Like Rumiko, the lead singer, has like a lot of respect given to her. Like she is sort of a dai senpai, like she's definitely up there. Um, and yeah, she really has earned it over the years. I had seen them at MileFest last year, did some photos for them. This time around, I ended up interviewing Sheglapes during that time, so I wasn't able to see them. But yeah, it was. They're a great band as well. Like they go pretty hard, sort of like old school, like heavy metal. More traditional, I would say. And then you had Sheglapes. They sang a few songs from their new album, and they closed with a couple of favorites. If I'm not mistaken, one song is called Brave Over. Um, which is on this album called Fly Higher. And they used to be called The Sheglapes. But they threw out the graduated, and they're now Sheglapes. And their look was quite different. Um, this was a lot warmer and brighter, more almost even like a vacation look, So, and they've gone for more of the gothic look, the black. So it's interesting. I was telling them like visually, you guys look a lot more gothic, but musically, you guys are a lot brighter and warmer this time around. Another album is called Seiden. And this is closer to the look now as well. Um, I don't know if you can see that well with the reflection. But at this time, with Seiden, they had a different guitarist, Cloudberry, who ended up leaving, and then Shun came in. But also a fantastic guitarist and composer. And then, yeah, so Sheglapes has gone through a few drummers, but they're currently just four because Ven, who had joined them last year, had to step out again. So they're back to four, but they were five members last year officially. But when I had first met them, they were only four, and Ven was one of a few other people who would support them, along with Rana. Rana, was it Yagami? Which is really interesting. She now does a lot of wrestling, which is pretty cool. But she also played drums for Pinkish Crown, who was also under blacklisted. So there's a lot of connections, a lot of different things. But yeah, Seiden is awesome. Back and Forth is also fantastic. So let's see here. Let's see what I can play for you guys. Okay, I'll play you one of my personal favorites. You can listen to it, and then we can talk. There are a couple of them. Let's do Singularity. This is off of Back and Forth. What's really interesting, yeah, I think Rana does some pretty cool stuff. If she is on X, Twitter, just look her up. Look up Rana Yagami. But yeah, really cool stuff. Yes! バンメイはかっこいいですね。いつも最高。The really unique thing about Keiko's voice is she can go so low. It's very, like, she goes deep. Yeah, yeah, she is. I know you're interesting too, Chris. But Keiko can go so low in her register, but she also has like falsettos and she can really just get up there and hit some like crazy notes. So it's almost operatic, and if I'm not mistaken, this style is more enka, which is sort of traditional Japanese singing. Um, if you guys do know a little trivia, enka is actually a style that Miku really likes. So yeah, and then also Kasumi from Undying Words, she also sings in that style. So those like vocal leaps, those melodic leaps from like here to here, that's sort of part of it. The way that there's a certain vibrato. But yeah, I love this song. But yeah, if you ever do get a chance, check out Sheglapes live. God, just so much fun. So much fun. And then this is also a song I really like. There's almost like a Western quality. Bum 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 bum. And it's got like that wet sound, you know, just that reverb to it too, and that echo. Yeah, hey, what's going on, Russ? I saw all the all the Twitter alerts that were dropping down on my phone while I was doing this. Yeah, Yushi-san is here, Chris is here, a few other people. Yeah, so Russ is also a big fan of Sheglapes. Russ of Foxhole. Oh yeah, no problem at all, man. I do need to get back to you. I think you messaged me about the CD for Dim Race, and I will get back to you on that. Hey, what's going on, Uvi? Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I really wish that you guys could meet Sheglapes while you're here. For those of you who are coming to Japan, will you be visiting Osaka? I think you are, right? Because if you are going to Osaka, maybe there's a chance that maybe I can reach out to Keiko and see if she can maybe meet with you guys or interact with you guys in some way. If she's willing and available. But if not, then maybe some other time. Okay, cool. Yeah. Such a good song. Okay, if I don't control myself, I'm gonna end up just sort of listening to this without even thinking about you guys. The other thing I want to point out, so unfortunately you guys can't see it, and I can't seem to find the back and forth, but I want you guys to take a look at this to also see just how well, let me show you first real quickly. Song Cheese Gon Kanye had at Osaka last time. The song that they had? No, I don't know. So I just want to point this out. If you guys take a look at these covers, you will actually notice that they are drawn by the same hand, the same person. At that show, I don't know the song. No, not at all. I do not know the song. So this is the latest, Mother. This is Hayden. And these are both drawn by Keiko. So not only is Keiko a fantastic and amazing singer, but she's also an incredible artist. Her sense of detail and like, yeah, it's got such a crazy feel. So super talented. And she's also super funny if you ever catch her live. Like, I wish I could understand everything that she's saying, but yeah, one of the most talented, I think, musicians. Yeah, she's incredible. Like, she also did, I think, she drew like the Sheglapes as a full band together too. So she's so good. She's so good. Yeah. So check it out. Since I did end up playing Once Upon a Dream before, I want to play one of the songs, another song that I like, which they pronounce as Izora. And this is also Shun, the guitarist. I think his favorite track on this album. So this falls in line a bit more with their previous stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely appreciate the artistry of Sheglapes. Super fun, super cool. There you go, Steen, just for you. So, yeah. And just like most bands in Japan, like, it's crazy just how much more the experience of seeing them live and hearing their music. Like when I was listening to some of the tracks off of Mother live, it just so alive. It's very life-giving music. Mm, そうですね。はい。いい音楽です。ちょっといろいろのジャンルだ。いろいろちょっと雰囲気ちょっと混ぜてかっこいいです。ちょっと大きなサビもあるし。Yeah, there's nothing like experiencing a Sheglapes chorus live. It can get so big. It's pretty powerful stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that was the Sheglapes show for me personally in a nutshell. She's like throwing bars down this one. But yeah, it was so good to see them as just friends, as performers, and just a fantastic time, really. Yeah. Like in a Sheglapes song, just about anything is possible musically. Um, it's good stuff. Yeah, so that was my review of Sheglapes of this past Saturday. And again, I can go on, but I think I pretty much said what I needed to. Saiseiga as well, just fantastic. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, Russ. That brings so much joy to my sauce-loving heart. You have no idea. Okay. So I'll turn this down. I do know that this video will not be monetized since I've been playing this music, but I realize that it's worth it to just share some of, I think, the goods that maybe people may not be able to experience if not for it. The other thing was that there were quite a few people there, just to celebrate and to also. So it's funny because you do have other bands and band members come to shows. So at any given show, you may see like all these different people. And you're like, hey, I know you. You're with this band. You're with that band. This time around, Chihiro, the singer of Fathom the Skywalker, Minami Maria, she's the lead singer for Amai Dantodai, as well as Alistopia. And then the lead singer for Vrain, I forgot her first name, were there, as well as some of the members of Shiver of Frontier, which is also a blacklisted band. They're more of a power metal symphonic band. But there were a couple members there because one of the members is also part of For Zero. Again, like the connection was pretty crazy. So I'm just gonna share a few flyers that were passed out to me. This is Vrain. These are their QR codes. You can check them out. This is Shiver of Frontier. And they also released a new album, Power of Great Spirits. So yeah, really just proficient musicians, very technical, like, yeah, really, really high caliber, especially if you're into that kind of stuff. Like, you should check them out. And then Alistopias. So the girl in red, that is Minami Maria. Again, Amai Dantodai and Alistopia. Alistopia was around longer, so they do have a woman coming up. You can check out if you want to. And then, yeah, because you have a lead singer of two bands, you also have Amai Dantodai. And then they are playing with Sirius. And this is June 14th on a Saturday, but I don't think any of you will be able to be there, so. But yeah. Ami, the drummer for Sirius, she just had eye surgery. It's really unfortunate. Yeah, it sucks. Like, I never knew this. She never shared this online until a few days ago, that she's had problems with her eye, like, ever since she was young. So yeah, it's unfortunate, and really hoping she gets better. And it's tough, man. It's tough, It's because there are so many people in all these bands. Things happen to people, like even me, like with my foot. It's just, yeah, it's scary. I mean, yeah, that's scary. So a couple of other things that I want to share with you, if you guys don't mind, before we take off, which is really cool. Now, you know what? Actually, I don't mind doing this as well. So I'm going to stop this right now. Um, yeah, let me get into this real quickly. And yeah, oh, I learned the phrase because I saw it on TV. Somebody mentioned it. I have my hands in a lot of pies. Yeah, I have my hands in a lot of pies. And because of that, it can be a bit tough to kind of like take care of everything. And I know like I drop the ball on things and I try, but sometimes I really screwed it up. But I guess I am saying that because one thing that I'm really happy about is that I was able to help out the band Doll Parts. Arisa had kind of. Arisa is the lead singer of the band Doll Parts, and she is very active at promoting. One of the most active promoters of her own band. And I really wish that other bands and other members of those bands were just as like fierce and like courageous and fearless in terms of just going out and reaching out. And I'll be honest with me, when I see that, when I see someone's hunger, this is actually literally and figuratively, but when people show me their hunger, I want to feed them. Maybe it's from my mom. I think I get that from her. But she did reach out to me and I sort of, put out some feelers. And it's really cool because um, this article was put up by J Rock News. And I don't know just how big they are, but they have been featured on various channels. Um, they have about 11 to 12,000 subscribers on Instagram. So, but things kind of got connected, and then Doll Parts was able to have a feature for their new album coming out, Bog. Bragging out garbage. And so, yeah, it was really, really cool to see this. And I'm really happy that this happened for them. I've met them quite a few times now. And they actually have a show coming up April 19th, which is this coming Saturday. So I will be there. I'll take some photos. Although they do have an official photographer, I'll be there as well, just helping out a little bit. And who knows, maybe I will arm wrestle Kotaro again. But I will say, I would imagine everyone who's watching this has seen their music video. It's called Shihai, which stands for... Ah, sweet. That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, Shihai, domination. It's a different domination. But man, this song is so damn catchy. And I cannot tell you, like Koji, who is the guitarist and the main composer, like he does a fantastic job of keeping things simple, keeping things clean, keeping things memorable. And I think what people forget sometimes is that, write fantastic songs and, write what you want to, but don't forget to put hooks. Like, don't forget to just put in something that will bring people back. Like, there needs to be a re-listenability. Like, you want to go back. Beyond all the critique and the like, oh, this and that, and like, oh, like, the key change, and oh, the dominant this, and all these things. Just like, damn, that was a good song. I need to listen to that again. Like, that's the response you want. That's how it should be. Like, I need to hear that song again and again and again. And I think this song has it. So let's just check it out. Not all of it will do the first part to the first chorus, but... And unfortunately, I could have attended the recording of this music video, but I had work that day, so... that lo-fi filter. And one thing that you don't get from these videos is just how funny she actually is. She's hilarious. Fantastic. Big chorus. Oh God, that bass. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I mean, come on now. Like, how can that not get stuck in your head? So great job. Kudos to them for just putting out such a good track. Um, let's see. Was there something else? Oh, so that was 419. 420. I'm going to try. I'm not sure how my foot's going to be. It hasn't been the best past few weeks, but on 420, which is Sunday, Nekomeshi 222, again a blacklisted band. They are performing in the afternoon at Antinoch, and then in the evening at Crescendo, there will be Surge K, which is the band that Mayo and Yuri from Hades also play for. They only play a few shows here and there, but with Hades working on like recording stuff, there's a bit more time. So yeah, good stuff, good stuff. So Sunday will also be potentially a very busy day. The other really cool thing that I would like to mention, and I'm so happy about as well. I'm happy about a lot of things, which I'm really, really glad I feel that way about. It's so good to be happy about a lot of things rather than mad or sad about a lot of things, um, which is how a lot of life used to be at times for me. So to be happy about things, to be happy for people, to celebrate their successes, it really means a lot to have that opportunity to do so. And I think that's really another cool thing is that I have that opportunity to celebrate with so many different people for various reasons. Um, but it makes me happy, you know? I like that. I really do. So this is the cool thing is Brideer announced that they will be streaming their show on the 27th. I know for some of us who are watching this, who are here, we don't have to worry about that because we will be there in person. But on the 27th, which is the following Sunday, yeah, at Shibuya WWW. Yeah, you'll be there. I'll be there. It's gonna be an awesome time. There are actually a couple of announcements, but the live stream was just announced today. So for any of you who won't be in Japan at the time, in Tokyo, in Shibuya, then you have an opportunity to see Bright Ear, maybe for the first time even. For those of you who have not seen them live. You know, Ayumi, I mentioned this even I think yesterday, but Ayumi, the guitarist, is one of my favorite composers these days. I just love just her sense of melody and her songwriting. There's just so much craft to it, and I love it when people have craft. That's really awesome. So yeah, there is a live stream, but the other very cool thing, which maybe you guys didn't catch, maybe you did, is that on the same day, for an additional 5,000 yen. This is for those who already have their tickets. But for an additional 5,000 yen, you can see them rehearse. So you can see their entire rehearsal before the actual show, and then you can also take photos with them. And if I'm not mistaken, you can take 6 photos with them. Mm, yes. Six shot. Yes. So I don't know, six shot. Yeah, it should be six photos. Or what is a six shot photo? Is that like six people? I'm not quite sure what that is, to be honest. So yeah, if you have a ticket for that day, I'm not sure how that exactly works. So reception will start at each venue from 2:30 on. So if you get there at 2:30 or somewhere in between that, then yeah, yeah, from 2:30 on. So I will be there, and then actually at 12 o'clock the same day at Disc Union Rock. Gosh, why can I not remember the name of this place? There's a specific disunion in Shibuya, Rock in Tokyo, I believe. There's also a signing, so you can also take a photo with them there. Get your CD signed. It could be a whole day brighter thing, which I think for you guys, is that what it is? Just one photo? Okay, maybe. You could be right. Darn it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, how often do you get to see a band rehearse a full set? Um, the first time I saw a band rehearse was Hades. This was 2023, October 7th, day after my birthday, in Nagoya at a venue called Red Dragon. I was seeing Vanishing, Helldump, and then Hades. And I actually got to see them rehearse. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. This is like another cool step. So I'm very grateful to Hades in that a lot of firsts for me in this sort of, area, in this industry in Japan. It was with them. And I'm really lucky, I feel like, that it was them. So, but yeah, Brighter, they're offering pretty much a full day thing. You can get a signed CD, and I believe you can take a photo with them there. That's how it's been for other bands, including Saiseiga, and I believe Paradox did that as well, and other bands there too. And then following that, you can have the rehearsal. Then after the rehearsal, take their photo or take your photo with them, and then you can be there for the show later on. So, but it's up to you guys. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want. Um, yeah, the Metal Kai Festival, tons of bands that you guys may want to see, and I think depending upon yeah, I think what your priorities are. So that's the other really cool thing that came up today. Um, there is a show. Oh yeah, that's right. That was the first time we were interacting a lot on Twitter at that time. So that was really fun. And then you got me my blacklisted shirt and tote bag, so that was really nice. Thank you. What is it? There was a show that was just announced. I forget the date, but it is Octavia Grace, Saiseiga, and Mana Diagram. So if you are a fan of Mana Diagram and Saiseiga, but I believe it's like in August, so. Lots of other stuff. So Shoujo S. I don't know if you guys, they're not sort of the most well-known band. But Shoujo S, I've mentioned them a few times. So Satoki, the lead singer, it is her birthday. So she's a really cool laid-back girl. She's from Okinawa, very talented. Yeah, it is her birthday. So if you guys do want to wish her a happy birthday, you guys can go ahead and do so. Um, this was it Kuromi? She's one of the bassists that plays with them and supports. But yeah, and they do have a show this Saturday. So for those of you who want to check them out. I think some of you are going to doll parts. I am. But if you do have time, then you guys can go ahead and check out Shoujo S at Crescendo. So, yeah, that is that. And I think that's about it for this particular live stream. Again, I didn't want to sort of interfere or mix things because some people get pretty picky in particular about mixing bandmate with anybody else, which I find very strange. Oh no, in a very like hmm. No, I can kind of get it, like slightly, like where they're coming from, because I was so obsessed just with bandmate. But the weird thing is that that never like made me not open to other bands. It's just I was just so in love with bandmate. But some people get strangely defensive and protective and aggressive, um, which to me, I yeah, I'm not a fan of that. So anyhow, yeah, thank you guys for joining me today on this particular live stream. I do hope this opens your eyes and ears to some new music, some other bands, and I really appreciate you guys always joining me whenever you do. It means a lot. So, yeah, just, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all those things. It does help in the algorithm and yeah. Oh, yes, and then for Ubi and Chris, tomorrow night should be fine. We'll stay in touch. Can you guys please message me and remind me what exactly I need to give you? I know there are CDs, there's a shirt, there's a photo for you, Chris, as well. I'm not sure what else. But yeah, get here safe for us. You guys be safe. And for everyone who is here tonight, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Um, I won't be able to stick around because my dog will be waiting for me, but maybe I can give you just a bit of time. Yeah. Yeah, I will give it to Chris and to Ubi, and then they can pass it on to you when they catch you. You guys will spend a lot more time together than with me, so no problem at all. Okay, so please remind me, message me. For everyone else, thank you so much for joining. Again, don't forget to support the bands that you love. But I feel like you guys in particular love a lot of bands out there, so do your best to support all of them as much as you can. Yeah. So yep, no problem at all. I am here for Shigure family for sure. Nare Nareshi. Okay, guys, take care. Yes, email me about anything that you need. And yeah, thank you guys. I will see some of you soon, some of you later, but I will see you, okay? So have a good night, guys. Thank you so much. Sayonara. Oyasumi nasai. Mata ne. Bye.